Ayubowan. So today we're going to have a look at the simple past tense. We're going to have a look at the use of it, how is it formed, and some examples and practice questions. But because this is at the very beginner level, we're going to have a look at the basic use of the simple past tense. Ada අපි බලන්න යන්නේ simple past tense එක ගැන. අපි එතකොට අද බලනවා කොයි වෙලාවටද simple past tense එක use කරන්නේ, මොන වගේ වචනද කොහොමද ඒක ගොඩ නැගෙන්නේ simple past tense එකට, examples ටිකකුයි practice questions ටිකකුත් අපි බලනවා. The simple past tense is used to talk about things that happened in the past. So therefore, as I told you, we use the simple past tense for two reasons, for past actions which are completed in the past or for storytelling. Hari? Then, api balamu types of sentences. What are the types of sentences that could come across, right? Now, I'm going to teach you some of the symbols so that we will be using these symbols in the lesson. Affirmative sentences, we call them positive sentences. Negative sentences. Interrogative sentences. ඒ කියන්නේ question tags. So they are questions rather, right? So you have the positives, you have the negatives, and you have the question tags. අපිට ධනාත්මක sentences තියෙනවා, නැත්නම් අපි කියනවා positive sentences, negative sentences, සහ අපිට ප්‍රශ්නාර්ථයෙන් යෙදෙන ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා. Let's have a look at the examples. They went to school. They didn't. That means did not go to school. Did they go to school? This is a positive sentence. This is a negative sentence. This is an interrogative sentence. ඒගොල්ලෝ පාසලට ගියා. They went to school. ඒගොල්ලෝ පාසල් ගියේ නැහැ. They didn't go to school. ඒගොල්ලෝ පාසල් ගියාද? Did they go to school? Right? So you have three: positive, negative, and interrogative. I bought a new camera last week. Bought. Joe learned to play the guitar very quickly. We drove to the safari park last weekend. The giant panda didn't give birth to a cub last night. Yesterday, Dad took me to the carnival. The plane landed a few minutes ago. Now, if you take all of these words, they talk about the verb in the past tense, right? I bought a new camera last week. Mama camera එකක් ගත්තා ගිය සතියේ. Joe learned to play the guitar very quickly. Joe ඉක්මනට guitar එක ගහන්න පුරුදු වුණා. Learned. We drove to the safari park last weekend. අපි safari park එකට ගිය සතියේ ගියා. Drove means basically we went there. අපි වාහනෙන් ගියා. Right? The giant panda didn't give birth to a cub last night. Giant panda පොඩි පැටියෙකුට birth උප්පත්තිය දුන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Yesterday, Dad took me to the carnival. ඊයේ තාත්තා මාව carnival එකට ගෙනිච්චා. The plane landed a few minutes ago. දැන් ටිකකට කලින් තමයි plane එක land කරේ. Now, if you see, the most important part here is that you have the time frames. Right? මෙතන හැමතිස්සෙම වගේ time frame එකක් අපිට තියෙනවා. Right? So here you have the time frame. අපිට යම් කිසි කාලය හඟවන්න මොන කාලෙද මේක සිද්ධ වුනේ කියන එක කාලය හඟවන්න අපිට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මොන හරි time frame එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒක කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. හැබැයි usually that is the rule. What did they do yesterday? ඒගොල්ලෝ ඊයේ මොකද කරේ? You can see two girls and what did they do yesterday? Right? They ate something. What did they eat? They ate an ice cream. Right? So, මොනවද මේ ළමයි දෙන්න ඊයේ කරේ? ඒගොල්ලෝ කරේ ice cream එකක් කෑවා. Right? So, because this is talking about yesterday, අපි ඊයේ ගැන කතා කරන හින්දා we use the term ate. Keva, right? Moving on, keywords, right? To talk about the past, we could use some words. And some of these actually specifically tell us, okay, this is the past. Then අපිට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් වචන තියෙනවා past tense, past, අතීත කළා කියලා හඟවන්න. Yesterday, ඊයේ. Last week, ගිය සතියේ. Last night, ඊයේ රෑ. 2 days ago, දවස් දෙකකට කලින්. On Saturday, සෙනසුරාදා. Last weekend, ගිය සතියන්තය. Right? So let's have a look at it again. Yesterday, ඊයේ. Last week, ගිය සතියේ. Last night, ඊයේ රෑ. 2 days ago, දවස් දෙකකට කලින්. On Saturday, සෙනසුරාදා. Last weekend, ගිය සතියන්තය. So, we could add some more words to this. We could say last month, ගිය මාසේ. Last year, ගිය අවුරුද්දේ. 3 years ago, අවුරුදු 3කට කලින්. Last Monday, ගිය සඳුදා. 5 days ago, දවස් 5කට කලින්. As always, I always tell you, add more words to your vocab list, right? Once we do a lesson, you know that this is the structure, these are the words. Have a look at more words and add it to your list, right? මම හැමතිස්සෙම කියනවා වගේ මොන හරි අලුත් දෙයක් phrase එකක් නැත්නම් වචන ටිකක් ඉගෙන ගත්තාම ඒ list එකට තව අලුතෙන් වචන එකතු කරගන්න. Because this will help you improve your lexis range, or we call it the range of your vocabulary. හරිද? අපි හැමතිස්සෙම එහෙම වචන එකතු කරගන්න නැත්නම් phrases එකතු කරන්න පුරුදු වුණාම ඒක තමන් භාෂාවට ඉබේම හුරු වෙනවා. ඒක use කරන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා. So keywords to talk about the past tense, you could use many words. Some of these are yesterday, last week, last night, 2 days ago, on Saturday, last weekend, last month, last year, 3 years ago, last Monday, 5 days ago. දැන් අපි සමහරක් වචන ටිකක් ආයි මතක් කරොත් keywords කියන්නේ පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් වචන සහ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට yesterday, last week, last night ඒ වගේව use වෙනවා, right? So මේ වගේ වචන නැත්නම් phrases අපිට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් අතීත කාලේ මේ ක්‍රියාව කළා කියන එක හඟවන්න. Yesterday, ඊයේ. Last week, ගිය සතියේ. Last night, ඊයේ රෑ. 2 days ago, දවස් දෙකකට කලින්. On Saturday, සෙනසුරාදා. Last weekend, ගිය සතියන්තය. Last month, ගිය මාසේ. Last year, ගිය අවුරුද්දේ. 3 days ago දවස් 3කට කලින්. Last Monday ගිය සඳුදා. 5 days ago දවස් 5කට කලින්. So moving on. What did they do last week? So you have different people here, right, in this slide and this one. What did they do last week? ගිය සතියේ මොකද ඒගොල්ලෝ කරේ? So this man here is making something, maybe a door, maybe a floor, something, right? So we will just say he built a house. Right? What is this little boy doing? He painted the wall. මේ රූපවල ඉන්න අය ගිය සතියේ මොකද කළේ? That's the question. Now this man here මොන හරි දෙයක් හදනවා. එක්ක බිම හදනවා, එක්ක දොරක් හදනවා, යම් කිසි දෙයක් හදනවා. So අපි assume කරමු ගෙයක් හැදුවයි කියලා. So we will say he built a house. ඔහු ගෙයක් හැදුවා. මේ ඉන්න පුංචි ළමයා මොකද කරන්නේ? බිත්තිය paint කරලා. So he painted the wall. දැන් අපි painted කියනකොට remember, right? We don't say painted, right? We say painted, id sound, okay? Because that's how you actually pronounce it. He painted the wall. He painted a picture, okay? Now, when you have a look at these two words, there is something different. Make a built, make a ed වලින් ඉවර වෙනවා. Right? Let us have a look at what that is, right? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වචනයක් D එකෙන් ඉවර වෙනවා නම්. If a word is finishing from D, it could be ed or ied, any form of D, right? That is called as a regular verb. If it does not change like that, that is known as a irregular verb. Right? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් verb එකට D, IED නැත්නම් ED එකතු වෙනවා නම් අපි කියනවා ඒකට regular verb එකක් කියලා. එහෙම නොවන ඒවාට අපි කියනවා irregular verb එකක් කියලා. Let's have a look at some of the examples. Jump, jumped. Kick, smile, smiled. Cry, cried. Now that could be any form, right? Jump, you can add the ed, jumped. Api jumped kiyanne, we say jumped. Okay? Kick, kicked. Smile, smiled. Cry, cried. ed නැත්නම් D form එකෙන් තමයි ලියලා තියෙන්නේ. So these words are known as regular verbs. We'll have a look at it more in detail later, right? The next bit, we call them as irregular verbs. Let's have a look at some of those. Sit, sat. Sing, sang. Right? So if you can see, these words change completely. They don't just change by adding the D or the IED form. So therefore, these kind of verbs, we call them irregular verbs. Right? Don't worry, we'll be doing a lesson focusing on regular, irregular verbs only. But this is just for you to understand why do I not put ed for everything and why do some of the words completely change. Hari? දැන් සමහරක් වචන වලට අපි d දාන්නේ. සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම වචනේ වෙනස් වෙනවා. sit, sat වෙනවා. sing, sang වෙනවා. eat, ate වෙනවා. සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම වෙනස් වෙනවා. ඒ වෙනස් වෙන ඒවා අපි කියනවා irregular verbs කියලා. අපි lesson එකක් වෙනම කරනවා regular irregular verbs ගැන විතරක්. එතකොට ඒක බැලුවාම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ ටික තවදුරටත් තේරෙනවා. But continuing our lesson on the past tense, right? We'll have a look at what did this man do. He drove a car. ඔහු car එක එලෙව්වා. What did he do? Right? Either you can say he mixed a batter. ඔහු batter එකක් mix කළා. නැත්නම් you can say he baked a cake. Right? So you can say he mixed a batter or you can say he mixed the batter, okay, which is a specific batter here, right? Batter එක හොඳට mix කරා or he baked a cake, right? What did they do last Tuesday? මේගොල්ලෝ මොකද්ද ගිය අඟහරුවාදා කරේ? Who is this? This is a girl. So we can say she ate a chocolate. Now don't say chocolate. It's not a chocolate. It's a chocolate. Right? She ate a chocolate. ඇය chocolate එකක් කෑවා. What is our little mouse doing here? He ate a biscuit and drank a cup of tea. So you can say he ate a biscuit and drank milk. We'll just say milk, okay, because this is white color. Okay, if you want you can say tea as well. He ate a biscuit. චූටි මී පැටියා බිස්කට් එකක් කාලා මම ලිව්වේ කිරි එකක් බිව්වා කියලා. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඕන එක කියන්න පුළුවන් තේ එකක් බිව්වා කියලා. Drank a cup of tea. Right? What did he do? Reading. පොතක් කියවුවා. He read. ඇයි එක past tense එකක් හින්දා. He read a book. දැන් මතක තියාගන්න read, read both have the same spelling. Read කිව්වත් එකම විදියට ලියන්නේ. Read කිව්වත් R-E-A-D ලියන්නේ. Read කියන්නේ R-E-D රතු පාට කියන එක නෙවෙයි. Read කියවා. Right? So therefore අපි ඒ ලියන context එක අනුව තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ මේක present tense එකද මේක past tense එකද කියලා. What did he do, this little boy? He's got a lot of homework, right? So he's bending down. He did his homework, right? ගොඩාක් homework දීලා. ඒ හින්දා මෙහෙම නැවිලා, right? He did his homework. Homework කළා. So coming back to our lesson, these 4 people did 4 different activities. Activities හතරක් කරා. She ate a chocolate. He ate a biscuit and drank milk. He read a book and then he did his homework. Let's do some practice questions as always. Put the words in the right order. So here the words are all jumbled up. We are going to put it in order. Now slowly, little by little, I'm giving you these kind of activities because later on we will be doing sentences, right? And then you get to learn as to the form of the sentence, to put what where. හරි අපි දැන් චුට්ටි මම මේ ජම්බල් කරලා දෙන්නේ එතකොට sentences අපි ලියන්න පුරුදු වෙනවා තව lessons ටිකකින් එතකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙනවා මේක තමයි subject එක මේක තමයි verb එක මේක තමයි object එක මෙහෙම තමයි sentences ගොඩනගන්නේ ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් තේරුම් යනවා එතකොට හොඳට so past tense එකක් දාගෙන අපි බලමු මේ sentences I rewrite කරන්න with the past tense verb. Let's try to rewrite the sentence. At was I theatre the. I was at the right? End it with a full stop. I was at the theatre. Mama, theatre ke thamai hitiye. Now, what is the difference between a cinema and a theatre? දැන් මම ඒකත් මෙතනදී චුට්ටක් කියලා දෙන්න. Cinema එකයි theatre එකයි අතර තියෙන වෙනස මොකක්ද? Now, you don't know what a theatre is now. What is it? Cinema කියන්නේ අපිට movie එකක් බලන තැන. අපි movie hall කියලා සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ movie එකක්. ඒක ඇවිල්ලා රූගත කිරීම කරලා අපිට තිරේ පෙන්නනවා. හැබැයි theatre එකක් කියන්නේ live වේදිකා නාට්‍ය පෙන්වන තැනක්. That is what we call live, like Sri Lankan context Maname, right? Teledramas like that. So Maname වගේ අපිට වේදිකා නාට්‍ය පෙන්වන රංග පීඨයට අපි කියනවා theatre එකක් කියලා, right? So the difference between a cinema and a theatre is cinema has the pre-recorded versions of it. Theatre is a live one, right? Cinema එකක් කියන්නේ film hall එකක් කියන්නේ අපිට record කරලා පෙන්නන චිත්‍රපටයක්. හැබැයි theatre එකකදී අපිට live බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඒ වෙන නාට්‍ය හරි යම්කිසි දේ හරි. Bought a she book new. She capital S. Bought a new book. ඇය අලුතෙන් පොතක් මිලදී ගත්තා. Right? So she bought a new book. My dad bus drove in the past. To make it easy for you, obviously I have my M is capital, right? දැන් M අකුර capital වෙලා තියෙනකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා ඒක තමයි ඉස්සරහට එන්න ඕනේ කියලා. My dad drove a bus in the past. ඉස්සර මගේ තාත්තා බස් එකක් එලෙව්වා. Drove. Let's have a look at the next one, right? So question number 4 and 5. Right. Forgot, sorry, keys, I, my, forgot. So I is capital, I forgot my keys. මට මගේ යතුරු අමතක වුණා. Right? Are we had in a cafe lunch? So you know, we is capital, therefore we is at the start of the sentence. W එක capital හින්දා අපිට ලියන්න පුළුවන් we කියන එක ඉස්සරහට. We had our lunch in a cafe. Past tense, right? අපි බලමු මේකේ past tense verbs මොනවද කියලා. Let us have a look at what the past tense verbs are. Was, bought, drove, forgot, had. All of these are the past tense verbs, right? Now, exercise 2 is also putting them in the right order. So let us try that activity as well. He do the didn't homework. He didn't do the homework. So he had not done his homework. You have to finish the sentence with a full stop. He didn't do the homework. ඔහු ගෙදර වැඩ කරලා තිබුණේ නෑ. Forget to call I didn't Mary. I didn't forget to call Mary. මට මේරිට කතා කරන්න අමතක උනේ නැහැ. I didn't forget to call Mary. Didn't she see an octopus? So she didn't see an octopus. ඇය බූවල්ලෙක් දැක්කේ නැහැ. She didn't see. We have breakfast didn't because didn't we enough time have. We didn't have breakfast because we didn't have enough time. Right? අපි උදේ ආහාර වේලේ ගත්තේ නෑ මොකද අපිට වෙලාව මදි වෙච්ච හින්දා. So let us have a look at the past tense verbs, right? Didn't. Didn't means negative form. Did not. Again didn't. Again didn't. Again didn't. The negative form, right? Okay, exercise 3. Now we are going to put the question tags in order. So if you realized අපි පළවෙනි එකේ කරේ positive ඒවා order එකට දැම්මා. Right? We had a look at the positive sentences. Next, we had a look at the negative sentences. අපි ඊට පස්සේ බැලුවේ negative sentences order එකට දාලා. දැන් අපි order එකට දාන්න යන්නේ මොනවද? Question tags. Right? Let's have a look at it. You did milk by question tag. Did you buy milk? ඔයා කිරි මිලදී ගත්තාද? Right? Find she did her keys. Did she find her keys? ඇය යතුරු කැරැල්ල හොයාගත්තද? Did she find her keys? Question tag. Let's scroll up a bit. Let's try the next one. Me, you, here, did. Did you hear me? ඕගොල්ලන්ට මාව ඇහුණද? On foot, did by bicycle or go you to school? Did you go to school on foot or by bicycle? ඔබ පාසලට ගියේ ඇවිදගෙනද නැත්නම් බයිසිකලෙන්ද? Let us have a look at the verbs. Right? Did, 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 did. When you use the past tense question tag to the front of the sentence, can you look at the ones that I'm highlighting in pink? නැත්නම් සමහරක් අය අහයි "ඇයි teacher මේක did you bought milk වෙන්නේ නැත්තේ?" Because once you put did, you make it a past tense question. ආයි ඒක pass කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Right? Question tag එකට did දැම්මට පස්සේ අනිත් verbs ටික you can leave it as it is. Did she find her key? Did you hear me? Did you go to school on foot or by bicycle? Right? Put the letters in the right order to make the sentence in the past. I didn't see you. Sorry. දැක්කද did not එකෙත් එහෙමයි. Negative වෙලා ඉවරයි. ඒ හින්දා you don't have to use it again. We what? Went on an exertion last week. අපි tour එකක් ගිය සතියේ. I forgot to bring back your book. මට අමතකුණා ඔයාගේ පොත ගෙනත් දෙන්න. Did you, what can you say? A nice time there. Did you have? ඔබට හොඳ කාලයක් ඔබ ගෙව්වද? I, that song 2 weeks ago. I heard. Hear, heard. I heard that song 2 weeks ago. Put the verb in the right form. Then මේ verb එක හරි form එක ලියන්න. Past tense එකේ. Positive. Have a look at this. Positive. ඒ කියන්නේ ධනාත්මක එකක්. We sang 3 songs in the concert. This is a negative one. මේක negative එකක්. එහෙනම් I didn't understand. verb එක වෙනස් කරන්නේ didn't හරි did හරි question tag එක එනකොට. question tag එක. Did you වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නෑ මේක send a postcard to your grandparents. ඔයා grandparents ලට postcard එකක් යවුවද? Let's have a look at the next few questions. Negative one. I didn't දාපු ගමන් base form එකමයි තියෙන්නේ. I didn't know. Question tag එකක්. Did you see the giraffe? So it was very easy for you to understand. දැන් අපි positive එකක් ලියනවා නම් past tense verb එක දානවා. අපි negative form එකක් ලියනවා නම් did not දාලා base form of the verb තියෙනවා. Did කියන එක question tag එකකින් පටන් ගත්තාම I verb එක ඒ විදිහටම තියෙනවා. We had a look at the simple past tense. අපි බැලුවා simple past tense කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Where do we use it? To talk about events that were completed in the past. Or we even use it to talk about stories. අපි simple past tense එක use කරනවා අතීතේ වෙච්ච සිදුවීම් ගැන කතා කරන්න නැත්නම් කතන්දරවල වෙච්ච දේවල් ගැන කතා කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ අපි බැලුවා 3 types of sentences තියෙනවා. We have the positives, we have the negatives, and we have the question tags. Affirmative sentences, negative sentences, and interrogative sentences. අපි ඒවයින් question tags උත් බැලුවා. Right? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි question tag එක positive negative බැලුවා. අපි practice questions උත් කරා. They went to school, positive. They didn't go to school. Didn't කියපු ගමන් base form of the verb වෙනවා. Did they go to school? Did එකත් එක්ක base form of the verb වෙනවා. right? And then we had a look at some of the keywords that you could use, like yesterday, last week, last night, last year, last Monday. අපි keywords ටිකක් බැලුවා use කරන්න පුළුවන් past tense එකේ. And we had a look a bit on a basic touch of regular verbs and irregular verbs. And then finally, we did a bit of practice questions. So with that, we come to the end of our lesson about the past tense.